Zion Williamson, the beast, you already know. This man right here is in the best shape that he has been in, I would say, at any time of his playing career, especially in the NBA. And I would even date back to Duke. I'm going to be 100 with you. The New Orleans Pelicans obviously has had a culture, overhaul. Whenever you bring in guys like Willie Green, who's so respected. People, and I don't want to give too much in this episode that we got for the people because we got so much to touch on, with these Pelicans. But when you bring a guy like Willie Green that just got the pedigree that this man got from all 30 teams, legends, the list goes on. He is very respected. When he walk in the room, you understand he demands respect. You bringing in a guy like C.J. McCollum, when he walk in the room, he demand respect. You understand? Gone are the days of the Pelicans able to just fuck around and coast, to victories or just coast to doing just the bare minimum. There's a level of excellence right now with the Pelicans that they're going to have to match. And Zion Williamson is stepping up to the call. I see a different thing, a whole different mentality with him. His whole swagger is different, ladies and gentlemen. We got to give credit to whoever's behind this, a nutritionist, whoever, because Zion has always struggled to maintain at a steady weight, obviously due to his age, the growing body. I mean, we don't really see athletes at the body mass of this guy Zion, whereas this is just a different kind of structure. The man is 6'6", 284 pounds, built like a locomotive. This dude is a skywalker. You understand? Mind you, he's 22 years old. You understand? So, and he just turned 22 back in July. So this man, the sky is the limit. If this man is healthy, you understand, and mind you, with him losing the weight, getting in shape, you lower all of the pressure that he's putting on his lower extremities. You already know the knee situation has been tough on him, the foot, the list goes on with the issues that Zion has been dealing with. You understand? You're just going to work with soreness and everything. If this man stays relatively healthy, ladies and gentlemen, this man could put on a decade or more long a reign of terror. You understand, on the NBA, and the New Orleans Pelicans should be basking in all the glory because you have a guy, mind you got CJ, who's the undoubtable leader. You understand? He could take the big shot, when shit get tight. We all know Brandon Ingram, mind you, this guy B.I., ladies and gentlemen, in the same age bracket as a Zion Williamson, obviously a little bit older, but all in the same timeline. You understand? Zion Williamson 22, B.I. 25. This guy Brandon Ingram is growing, if not already, one of the faces of the Pelicans that could be side by side with Zion Williamson, tearing down the NBA. These two, and I think that CJ is going to be the glue between them two, because if there is no strong leadership, you got one guy at 25 years old and Brandon Ingram who's coming into the league as a man. You understand? This man is ready to go. He's done. He's not a little boy anymore. He's not a kid. You understand? This man is fully grown, ready to just leave a trail of devastation on everybody that guard him and the team. Everybody. So when you got that going on, you got Zion coming back from injury. It seemed like those two are on a collision course. They could bump heads. With strong leadership in Willie Green, strong leadership in CJ, that negates everything. Okay, cool. Y'all ain't even got to worry about who's going to take the last shot. CJ will take the last shot. He got ice water in his veins. Both of these guys are young, B.I. and Zion. Of course, you never know. These guys are so talented. You might want to, it's going to be hard pressed, in the clutch to want to take the basketball out of Brandon Ingram's hands. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a very hard thing to do, or even to make logical sense of. You understand? To even think that you can even pull something like that. Brandon Ingram is such a beast. You want the basketball in Brandon Ingram's hands. I think it's crazy not to have it in his hands. Y'all let me know your thoughts on the situation with Zion Williamson, because Zion Williamson, man, this guy, he hasn't shown that he could even be at this level of his shape, his whole career. A lot of players, have dealt with, not injuries, but, just not being in shape. Not all have had major injuries. You know, Carmelo Anthony is a guy who who wasn't always at his best shape. But it still granted him to an all-star level career. You start one might wonder, mind you, everybody that's synonymous with here with Flight Sports know how I feel about Carmelo Anthony, the talent that this man is. It's gonna. Could you imagine if Carmelo, mind you, the man had a long all-star career, he's going to go down as one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Imagine if he would have took his shape, like the way he got his body, like more like a LeBron. Obviously, that's extreme, but took more seriousness, took more care, in his body. You understand? I think that could have propelled this man, into heights that never before seen. And I hope Zion Williamson, at the age of 22 years of age, this guy gets it and understand, listen, let's go. You got a 6'10" wingspan. You're the number 1 overall pick. You haven't really done much for the Pelicans. Seriously, I mean, Zion ain't really plant his flag. Brandon Ingram, I believe, planted his flag. You understand? It's time for this guy to come back, and it's going to be pressure. It's no way in hell this team got to the postseason, almost knocked off the number 1 seed in the Phoenix Suns, who I believe Phoenix, they're going to be at the top of the food chain as well in the West like they have been over the past couple of years. You were right there to knock their ass out. It's going to be pressure for Zion Williamson to prove that, listen, we are a better team. You can't take a regression. You understand? And it's going to be tough. They're going to have stiff competition, and they got a tough schedule coming out the gate. So they're going to have to band together early. They got a big 3. These games in the beginning of the season are going to come down to the wire. You understand? The Pelicans are in a tough spot. Like we stated last night, for the people that may have missed our episode, but I'm going to refresh our memory because if you might have missed it. These games are going to come down to the wire, have potential to come down to the wire. The game against the Brooklyn Nets, that could go down to the wire. The game against Charlotte, that could go down to the wire. Utah, they should beat them. The game against Dallas going to go down to the wire. You got a rematch against the Phoenix Suns. That should go down to the wire. Clippers going to go down to the wire. The Lakers, the Warriors, the Hawks. Listen, the Pelicans got a tough schedule. I don't know, the NBA didn't give them no favors. Maybe the NBA not ready for them to take that leap. But at some point, you got to think, why are we so concerned about Dallas? Why are we so concerned about Phoenix, the Clippers, and L.A.? It's a new mentality that need to be had in New Orleans. Why do these teams need to be concerned about the Pelicans? Fuck them. They need to be more concerned with the Pelicans about to bring to the table. You got a superstar player in Zion Williamson. You got one of the most electrifying players in basketball in Brandon Ingram. You got the clutch, veteran. The man, he should have been an all-star a long time ago. The politics behind that. And C.J. McCollum, very well coached. Organization top-notch from down to bottom. The homage got to be paid. It's time where the mood switch. Worry about the Pelicans. It's Flight Sports. Zion is in the best shape he's been in at all in his whole playing career. Y'all better look out. It's Flight Sports.